In our next section, we are going to be recognizing young entrepreneurs. It is my pleasure to introduce you all to Tyrell Carter. Tyrell is a student and entrepreneur at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and the founder of Anti, which is a company who develops software to assist small businesses to run as efficiently as possible. Tyrell, the floor is yours.
My name is Tyrell Carter. I am the CEO and founder of Anti. In fifth grade, I started my first business selling bookmarks, and that was the birth of my love for entrepreneurship. But at the same time, I was also homeless, and I decided that I wanted to be the greatest version of myself possible. So I came up with this crazy idea where I would go to high school and I would get straight A's. And then that would give me the ability to go to college on full ride. Today, I'm a senior studying business administration, about to graduate in 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm about to graduate from one of the most prestigious business schools in the nation, completely debt-free. And it has been truly an amazing ride that I've been on to be a student at the University of North Carolina. I have been able to study abroad. I have interned in some of the best firms in San Francisco, and I have been able to create my own startup. Last year, right around COVID hit, I decided that I had to step up and try to help small businesses in my community. So I started Anti, and I got involved with 2 accelerators through the UNC network, and I was able to get into those cohorts, and I started learning more about Anti, doing customer discovery, talking to as many entrepreneurs as I could, figuring out what was their greatest pain points. And at first we thought the idea was a dashboard that would give them analytics, but I eventually pivoted on that idea and kind of changed it to being more of a consulting piece and working one-on-one with the businesses. And being able to go to UNC and create Anti has been a dream of mine. I could never imagine just being here and doing what I'm doing. And any advice that I would give to any entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur, keep moving forward. Always keep moving forward. Always learn and make sure you're learning. They're not mistakes or failures, they're lessons. And there's so much in the lessons that you can learn and grow and continue to be nurtured from it. And see life as a journey. Don't just always focus on destination.
Thank you so much, Tyrell, for sharing your inspiring entrepreneurship journey. Let's welcome Aryan Gupta, a high schooler who is the co-founder of Sustainable Choice, which advocates for saving the environment. Aryan, please feel free to take it away.
Thank you for that amazing introduction. As you all know, I am Aryan Gupta. I am a sophomore at Tide Academy in Menlo Park, a new STEM school in the heart of Silicon Valley. I come from a very diverse background. I was born in Sydney, Australia, lived there for 6 years of my life, later moved to Dubai, lived there for 3 years of my life, and I've been in the Bay Area for the past 7 years. I love exploring and being around nature, so I try to be aware of what impact I have on the environment. I've been exposed to a plethora of different environments, so I've seen how something really beautiful in the environment can be destroyed just by human day-to-day actions. In my recent years, I've become more of an advocate for saving our planet because I realized that so many human day-to-day actions can take a damaging toll on our environment. 2020 has by far been the most eventful year I've ever experienced. Eventful in a wrong way for the world, but I've also had my triumphs. The year started with devastating fires in Australia, my home country. It burned down around 12.3 million acres of luscious and habitat-filled land. Almost 3 billion animals died throughout the raging fire season. The only thing that we could do from 7,000 miles away was to pray and donate to those who suffered the most. Later in the year, the looming threat of COVID-19 was becoming more and more apparent. Suddenly, on March 13th, my school shut down. The distance learning order was enforced, and schools all around America were transitioning to at-home learning. At first, this seemed like the best thing ever. I could stay at home, not worry about changing in the morning, I could play video games during my lunch break, but little did I know we were continuing distance learning till the end of the school year. Months and months went by, and the days started to get repetitive. Get up, stare at the screen for 6 hours without any social interaction, do homework, then sleep. And I would repeat that for the next year. All of a sudden, the day-to-day life was very dull. Nothing seemed to interest me, but I knew that I had to cope with COVID. I took advantage of the abundance of free time. Over the summer of 2020, I joined an internship called Pilot City. Here, I learned how to use the process of design thinking to solve rising community issues. I was able to apply this process to a global issue and start a company with my friend. I'll get into this later. So, getting back to it, I began to work on myself more and be more productive with my time. In times like these, you can learn so much about yourself. This year has been a year of self-reflection. We have been surrounded by so much negativity in the world that we need to find the positive in our lives. We need to appreciate what we have, no matter how trivial. Not only was I exposed to these realizations, but I also became more aware of rising global issues. At the start of the pandemic, there was a considerable reduction in pollution throughout Earth's atmosphere. According to NASA, due to the pandemic's restrictions, global nitrogen dioxide concentrations decreased by nearly 20%. People realized what sacrifices they needed to make to protect this planet. This was when I became a more informed global citizen. I conducted research and put out a survey at my school. I concluded that people want to contribute to saving our planet after COVID, but they don't have the resources and knowledge to do so. Basically, they want to help, but cannot due to the lack of information. That's where we come in. With the knowledge from my internship and my awareness for environmental health, I co-created a company called Sustainable Choice with my colleague on June 25th, 2020, a startup that focuses on solving the current environmental crisis. Sustainable Choice is an app that provides easy access to environmental information just by the touch of your fingertips. The app provides users with alternatives to environmentally damaging foods. Users can then scan products, and our app will tell them the most harmful aspects of the product. Sustainable Choice uses a neural network algorithm that tells them the most harmful aspects of the product. So basically, if you scan a burger, it will tell you that it took 600 gallons of water to produce. It will tell you the land usage and carbon footprint of that one burger. We want this app to inform people and push them to change their personal lives or community. As of now, we have partnered with Actera, a Palo Alto-based organization that is centered around bringing people together to create local solutions for a healthy planet, Luffa Farms, a Canadian company, world leaders in growing vegetables sustainably by growing veggies right in the city on rooftops, and Dropwater. I'm heavily invested in Sustainable Choice because I care about this planet, and the way that it's being treated needs to change. And this app, Sustainable Choice, can bring people together to make an impact. I'm honored to have shared my journey with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aryan. That was truly motivating.